Party though. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah. You gotta live your life.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We live, baby.
70 degrees, the windows down halfway right there. Crack the sunroof a little bit.
It's that springtime, summertime music right here. You know what I'm saying?
We gonna just let it warm real quick. If you don't know, we have a superstar, a legend, one of our legacy partners in Gospel Go-Go, Damont, number 2.
Yeah.
Coming through
Yeah.
on this Gospel Go-Go. He's gonna share his story behind the curtain. I don't know if y'all really ready for this.
You already know.
We go way back.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? We will have
Got my
time.
shirt on. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Nah, we gonna take it back, man. Thank you, man. Once again for having me on here in front of the people. You already know, man. This is my baby, man. 3G, baby. Gospel Go-Go. You know what I'm saying? This is what raised me. So I'm honored, man, to be here just to talk about some of the memories and go back to good times. So, I don't know, we're gonna talk bad times. Oh, whatever we talk about, we're gonna talk about.
Yeah. We talk about it all. We're talking about it all. So, just so folks know,
yes, sir.
This guy, Damont, aka number 2, is the lead talker of Submission Band, Vertical Band.
That's right.
The minister of music for Off Script.
That's right.
Band.
Was.
And how many other bands? Because you got like 50,000 bands, man.
Nah, man. I'm presently, as of last year, I transitioned out of being a music director for Off Script, and I'm now the campus manager for Off Script at Landover. But I still got, I still got ties in there. I can't give it up. But yes, that's what I'm doing. As well as I partner with We Are Zion Music, man. I do, the hype stuff and all that good stuff presently. So yeah, man, that's what, man. Man, I don't got a lot of bands, man. I ain't gonna say that. But Submission, Vertical, woo, man, oh man. Them some memories. I got a lot of them.
True. Okay, so you said that you are the say that new position again?
Yeah. I am, as of last June, I became the campus manager for Off Script, the youth church at our Landover campus. So I oversee everything as far as management wise there. And the position, called for me because of what it takes to hold that position, called for me to move out of music, which I have done for Zion as a whole through 2 different ministries, Remnant, as well as Off Script, all the way going back to 2007, maybe. So it was tough, but this is what God has called me at in my life, man. Just leveling up, as of this past October, became an official minister. So your boy is just growing up, man. That's all. You know what I'm saying? So everybody was like, man, I thought you'd been a minister. It's like, nah. It's like me and God was texting, but I ain't answered the call. But I finally answered it. So let's rock.
True. All right, so let's do this. Let's take them back down memory lane.
Yes, sir.
Quick. How did you get exposed? How did you become aware of go-go music?
Period. Oh man. Let's see. The 10 years, man. We going all the way back. In the late 80s, I was about 8, 9, 10. Just being around my cousins. My cousin Mervin, who passed away, bless his heart, and my cousin Man, they always used to go to go-go's back then, and they'd buy the PA tapes, and I hear the music, and be spoken like, I just fell in love with some of the actual music, far as as a youngin', and then I actually, and probably One, I went with my uncle to pick up my little cousin, well, my older cousin, at a go at Tribbles. I don't know, Tribbles up the street from
Okay.
the complex. Stepped in there,
Yes,
and I'm just like, I'm an 11-year-old, bro, just standing to the side looking like, oh my God. Just to see the energy. This was Junkyard. Junkyard was in Tribbles, man. They doing the hee-haw contest, all that good stuff. I got the chill. I mean, I can sing all the songs. I remember like it was yesterday. But I stood to the side. I was kind of like a little scared too, because it's just older people and then they was wilding. But I just developed a love, what I'm saying, for it. Then I actually went to my first actual go on my own, like in 19, well, not on my own, but voluntarily. In 94, I went to see Northeast at the Bingo Hall over there in what's that, over Iverson Street back then, man.
Okay.
5194. I know, I still remember the date. And I just watched, man, this like that's when I, saw like 32 live perform, and Rod. It was just like, yo, I wanna, I always had this yearning to be an entertainer. Just from like, watching comedians and all that good stuff. But it was just the music. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I love the music. And then, I saw how everybody was captivated. And then it just 95, we started a neighborhood go-go band.
Okay.
Where me, Double D, some submission was in. My man originated, who was in submission for a little bit of time. Who else? We had some couple other people, but we was just doing some stuff in the neighborhood, man. Just because we heard go-go's playing around, but then submission band, who had also started in 95.
Okay, 95.
They had some different members, but Worm was there, Chris was there, Alfonso was there, but then they had like a breakup, and we combined kind of like a band thing in 96, man. Our first show was May 31st, 1996, and I just wanted to do it. It's wild, man, because I just wanted us to, perform, but I didn't know what all it took, like to be just kind of like the minister God's word. So it was just it was so funny, man. We had a meeting, and Worm like gave me the lyrics to the songs, and I'm reading the songs like, you submit to God, there's a lot you will do, keeping the devil from getting a hold of him. Like, man, what is this? Like what is it? It's just like so we went to a Bible study later on that night, I think, man. And on the way there, man, his mom just asked me, she just got to know me, and he's asked me, and she kind of like led me to Jesus, like on the Capitol Beltway, on the way to the daggone Bible study, man. And it just changed my life. From there, we was going to start going to Bible studies, learning more and more about who God is and God's word. And again, I just want to get on stage. That's all I want to get for the people. So we started having shows and and all that good stuff. So yeah, man, that's the origin of how I got started in that, the go-go side, ministry.
Okay.
Music.
So from my memory,
yes,
you
sir,
are a super Northeast Groovers fan.
Talk to him.
Is that correct?
So no, that is very correct. That is my number one band. I started out, before 92, yeah. 90 from probably 88 to 92. I was more Junkyard, a lot of the energy, but I just, man, Rod, Dave, and Hug is just, this is the style. I was a party dude. You know what I mean? I couldn't really recognize with Southeast Prairie Farms or Uptown, bad guy. But what I could do, them Bammers be cranking. Oh, I could be a band. I could bam out. So yeah, man, I'm Northeast to the foot. I mean, to the point where I actually did a show with Northeast.
We're going to
get there too, I guess.
Talk about that, because ain't too many people can say they have ever done that. So we definitely go believe that.
Right.
All right. So you started, submission started in 1995, right?
Yes.
So give me your first reaction to explaining or actually telling somebody that you play in a gospel band.
That's good, man. So first, again, before I actually played with submission, I went to see submission.
Okay.
And you know what I mean? And it was just like, we all neighborhood, we grew up in neighborhood, so we all know each other, man. It was, primarily going just to, see our neighborhood friends, but it was just something different. You know what I mean? It's like be at Greater Mount Nebo and pass the battle. Be stand on the chair with a big flashlight, shining at everybody, making sure they ain't dancing just a little too close. Or the genders wasn't connecting a little too much. But it wasn't even about that, man. It'd be always at a certain point of the night where it'd be like, invitation. You know what I'm saying? And that always kind of like this, it touched me, to a point, you're going to a few shows, but it still was just like, all right, I was going for the music. So fast forward to me being a part of it. And yes, of course, back in that time, it was unheard of. Like, bro, what is gospel go-go? Like, what? You know what I'm saying? And, we would always just try to invite as many friends out to our shows as possible. And they always want to know, well, what is it? Well, what can I expect? They didn't know what we was kind of leading them into or inviting them to. But, the more and more I was in the band, in the beginning, again, man, I was, I really couldn't go in depth. You know what I mean? It's about like what it was, but it was just like, hey, we doing this for God. We positive. You ain't worry about us cussing. You just come out and worry about fighting. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, that was my thing, like in sharing, what it is. But more and more I grew within it. You know what I'm saying? I understood the power of just God and the power of the music. And I was just like able to share, like, man, no, you need to come see this. This is like an experience you ain't never seen before. You know what I mean? And I felt confident in sharing that because it was just like I was growing closer to God, as well as I was just, being more and more this getting involved in music, just period. So I think in the beginning, that's what it was like, and it's you always just got the funny things of gospel, go, what y'all say? Go Jesus, go Jesus, go. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, man, I hadn't heard it all. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, nah, you need to come check it out. And what we was doing primarily when we started, we was flipping songs off the radio. And it's like, so you knew the song, but it was some different wording. You know what I'm saying? And we were just trying to bait them in. You know what I'm saying? With the bait and hook, type of ordeal. So that's like my first encounters in trying to like explain it, to two friends or whatever.
I think we all experience the same jokes. Whether it's this go-go church or all those little renditions of what go-go is, right? So that's hilarious that other people have experienced the same exact thing, right?
Yeah.
So just so you know, Chuck and Drew is watching.
My guy.
Very lead guitar player for Submission Band.
Yes, sir.
He's that dude. That's my guy.
That dude. He's that dude. The boy got a guitar on his back, tatted. I ain't got no microphone. But no, that's my boy right there, man. Trucking. My brother. Thanks for checking in, Drew.
Yeah, we will be rescheduling Chuck and Drew's conversation. Some technical issues. So yeah, we will be rescheduling that.
My dude, man.
Coming back real soon, right?
Yes, sir.
So let's see here. We do have questions about the Ty Tribbett.
Everybody want to know about that, huh?
It's coming. It's coming.
Nah, yeah. Nah, it's definitely it's a great story behind that whole thing. I know. Hey man, I'm open to you. How you this is your show though. I have you.
We gonna flow to it. We gonna flow to it.
Yeah.
So it's funny that I've known members of Submission.
Yeah.
Almost as long as since like I've known Worm since third grade. I was in third grade. Yeah. We both went to Bethel Bible Christian Academy. Right? So I think Worm was in like maybe 7th, 8th grade or something like that.
Yeah.
And they was hooping, him and his brother. playing ball. They was actually good. I mean, they was good back then, right?
Don't do that for her.
Hey, if you would have seen the basketball tournaments, these, hey, it was like, yeah.
Now you heard, man.
And I've known Fonzo since 7th grade.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I felt like I was connected to you guys in a way, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So let's talk about the early days of Submission Band, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you said 95. Where was your first show at?
All right. So the band period, October 31st, like 95 at Mount Calvary Baptist Church, which is in Silver Springs in Montgomery County. That was their very first show. Again, my first show was at this graduation party back on May 31st of 1996. And, it was on and running. And we had a show a day after that in Warren Backyard. We always used to do the pool parties and stuff. So we had a show then. And, man, it took off. So their first show, 95. So that's why this year is 30 years coming up. Be a little clue, a little hint.
Let's
something taking place a little later on this year. So
I can beat it.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, man. But yeah, man, me, then like Double D and originated. We joined, like I said, we joined that year after that. And man, we just been. Sam came after that, and Greg. You know what I'm saying? It took off from there. I'm sorry, Jay. Jay joined too. Me, Double, Jay, and originated. Yeah, Jay was another piece too.
That's what's up.
Yes.
So, let's see here. When was the first time that you realized that there were other gospel go-go bands?
Okay. All right. That's a good question, man. All right. So the first one, I think we came into contact with. The years are just like I think it was POC. Honestly, and they had a joint. It wasn't a New Year's joint, but it was like a joint in it was June of a year, and we was just like, I remember us talking like, oh, they're a band too. All right, now we never heard of them, and everybody know how POC go now. But it was just like, all right, so I mean, do we bring out Roller Time? It was just kind of like, we kind of like, well, don't want to go too hard with like, they're a little band, they're a band too, so we know they was kind of real casual, real laid back. But Ty, and I tell you, we got to that church and we played. And I remember I did a nice little balance set. I came out probably like Smile, old Scarface joint. We flipped. You know what I'm saying? Did a nice little balance joint. Gave me this a little bit turn up at the end. It was like, cause I ain't want to be, man. You gotta understand, man. This from like some shows in the earlier days is. We got stopped on pulpits and told to leave, you know what I'm saying, because of some of the type of music that we was playing. So I'm just like, we're in a new church. And their friend, they had their crowd there, so look, they smiling, dancing. But man, they came out. It was like Junkyard Juniors, bro. And we all just standing looking like, oh, nah, we going back home. And we our whole set about to change. You know what I'm saying? So they were the first ones, man, we encountered and was just like, holy smokes. And then I think we met y'all. Y'all came to Nebo and played with us.
Okay.
And it was like Howie was in the band. You know what I'm saying? It was like, and I was wild too. The mom was like the lead mic. You know what I'm saying? It's like this. Okay, I see how, I see how everything kind of flowing. Then we ran into 10 Commandments. And you know what I'm saying? Like, those were the first, I guess it was like the first four. I'm trying to think it was anybody. Like we was after the Joshua generations and getting like we didn't see none of that. We didn't get a chance to see none of them. Gideon was an R&B band, by the time we got going. But yeah, man, it really, it's just the the competition factor. Granted, we was all out. We had ministry. We was doing ministry. But we still was some young kid. I was probably what 18, 17, 18, 19. It's like, oh nah, we got it. To me, it was a Northeast backyard junkyard. It's type of thing. It's like, oh no, we gotta tighten up. You know what I'm saying? And but yeah, man, I say around those years, 90. I think we met y'all in 97. 97. I want to say y'all in POC 97, 98, and then 10 Commandments came right after that. And then from there, it kind of just like, I think it was a go-go fest. It was just like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, it's like 6, 7 other bands, 6, 7 bands, including us. You know what I'm saying? So that's when we first started, saying other bands playing. We ain't had no weekly spot. It was just, you just find the church. Somebody had a youth night. Oh, playing? All right, bet. We're going to pull up over that thing. You know what I'm saying? We driving all the way out Odenton. You know, see Exodus. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was.
True. So we have a question from Folly.
Right? Folly? Really? Really?
His question is, I got a question I've never asked. Why is it 02 and not 2 or TWOs?
Man, I played off the shirt. You know what I'm saying? Again, when I started in the go-go, man, I was a big 32 fan and from Northeast Groovers, and he always wore jerseys that was 32. You know what I'm saying? On them, man. It'd be different teams and different football, basketball, whatever I go see, like Northeast Groovers. And I don't know, I just kind of took over just the mentality of I was going to, with the whole 2 thing is a whole nother thing that came out of high school. It was another previous nickname and that flipped. Well, I might as well tell it, because we're here. Now in high school, man, in the neighborhood, a guy we was playing basketball one day, and rest in peace, maybe rest in peace, my man Reggie. He just called me Dumont, the Dumont. And then more and more he's playing basketball, he's taking more and more sips from his brown bag, and it just took him down, and it just ended up he was calling me Doo-Doo by the end of the game, Doo-Doo, right? And I'm just like, bruh, this is not what I asked for. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you calling me that? But Reggie was one of the older guys in the neighborhood. But anyway, it got back to Douglas, got back to high school. And to the shock, it shocked me because it kind of made me popular. Everybody was like, "Oh yeah, that's Doo-Doo." It's like, yeah, that's me. You know what I'm saying? Like girls, and you do like talent shows and stuff like that. You want to get put on by that dude? He gonna put you in jail. Like, all right, yeah, that's me, bro. But then one dude just got real proper with it one day. He's like, "Man, I ain't calling you dude. I'm gonna call you number 2. Like you go to the bathroom, number 1, number 2." So I ran with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I got a nickname. So. Now the 02 thing come because I don't know, it looks better on the shirt to me than just a plain 2. So I was like 02. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to be different. So that's how it's 02 versus 2. Now people like Conrad from Crazy Play, you call me TOO. I didn't correct him. I'm TOO to him. But people call me, I get the plain number 2 or I get the word 2. It don't matter, man. I ain't but I prefer when I use it, it's like 02. It's kind of like a balance versus just like one number type of thing. Farley, having 1580, baby.
I was actually wondering how you came up with number 2 myself.
Yeah, that's it, man. I used to make up. Man, I made up so many stories and telling people, you know what I'm saying? It's like how, I used to tell girls, I keep God first, so I'm too, and it's, but it.
Player.
I had a bunch of them, man, but none of them, everybody wanted a funny story, but it isn't what. It's just it's lame. That's it.
Hey, we all got stories.
Yes,
I got is even my stage name. We might as well go ahead and cook me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, you had your nice spray painted shirt with Baby Angel. Use the Baby Angel, not the big angel. Use the baby. So why are you the Baby Angel?
So I was watching a movie, and you know how you got like, I forgot what the name of the movie was, but you know how you got the group and they got the one young dude with them. I just played off of that. That's all. old school, trying to be cool, trying to come up with something slick. It was bad. It was a bad decision. It was a bad decision.
He's a little joke with them little braids. He had them little braids on. Official fact that man, he's a little crossling little dude, man.
Yeah,
My
those
man.
days, man.
This is before you became the guru on the bass back in 02. Doom, 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 doom.
Hey, I had to come up with something to get back into the band.
Talk to him, man.
You took my spot. So
This ain't your interview. I ain't even gonna talk about you dancing. This ain't your interview. We'll get you an interview. And you'd be the dancing machine, win all the dance contests at all the gospel coast.
Hey, you know, I used to like to have fun, you know, good time, you know.
You did. My God.
And I don't think any of the younger folk that's in gospel go has any idea about any of that stuff. So that's
they don't, man. We go again. I can do all this, man. You know, like that's funny. It's a little doo-doo. Baby angel will drop a red goat, man. Folly. Anyway, go ahead, man. What we talking about there, man? Folly crazy.
All right. So let me ask you this. When you guys played at Mount Nebo for the very first time, how was the reaction from the leadership at the time?
Well, the leadership was past the battle. You know what I'm saying? You got us in there, and man, he a go-go head to the fullest, you know what I'm saying, to the heart. And he really embraced the genre, the ministry in a whole, to the point. There's a lot of people don't know. We actually practiced in his basement for a few times, man, at his home.
Okay.
Because we ain't had no spot like to practice at. And that's how much he believed in us, you know what I mean? And respected us, to this very day, Todd. It's not a game, man. He always just talking about old songs and just everything, man. You know what I'm saying? So it was just well respected. We never had issues at Nebo, you know what I mean? Because again, man, that was our guy. I mean, he's seen us from the beginning. Like we would go to he was the youth pastor at two different churches, and we would go to the Bible study at one church on Wednesdays, and then just learning from him, and then Friday nights we'd be at his other church playing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how we was with PB. You know what I'm saying? Just coming up, man. So well received, man. Nebo, it was just love. You know what I'm saying? It was just it was kind of like, the doors were open. So definitely not great in Nebo. Not great amount Nebo, man. We had some other instances in other churches. You know what I'm saying? Where we went at, and it wasn't as receiving. But the majority, for the most part, man, everywhere, we went at, we just had to, and it was part of my responsibility as a leader to make sure the ministry was on point as well as the music. You know what I mean? Because, and I was in no way, fashion or form, like no Bible scholar or anything at that point, but I just wanted to make sure that people got this more than it's just for the beat. You know what I'm saying? And they left for something else. And I held that dearly to my heart, and always to this day. So yeah, man. Nebo was cool, bro. Cool.
Yeah, I remember playing there several times, and it was always good. Y'all always had a good vibe. It was always a good vibe. All right, so tell us more about. Tell us more about. Give us a story about getting removed or kicked out of the church.
Oh yeah. Okay. First, I want to shout out my man, Crank Dak, Class PO takes my man Bulldog, man. We ain't even talk about that. Far like I was in a whole little regular actual band called Raw Intensity the year right before submission. It was real quick. You know what I'm saying? But I learned so much this and that. But I just want to shout him out, man. I see him in the chat, man. You know, show him love. But getting back to what you said, bruh. All right, so man, it's a couple occasions. It wasn't a lot. I ain't gonna fake like, oh man, we was bad boys. You know, it wasn't a lot, but it was just a few, man, that it will always just stick out. One in particular, we literally, I think I think Young Brothers. You know, we had a song, Young Brothers, trying to put down them guns, Young Brothers. You know what I'm saying? It's talking about this, you know, street life and this really encouraging you know, people who, you know, just in the street life, just the, you know, put down your guns. We was talking about this, the young sisters and all that, just having respect for yourself. But I don't know what it was, but bruh, my man, what I don't know if it's you, Pastor Lito, or what. He came up on that stage and he stopped that thing mid-song time. I mean, he walked out. I was like, oh, now it was another time before when somebody came up after us, after we were done, they kind of like threw a little shade over in Glennon. Not First Baptist Church, Glennon, but it was in the Glennon area. It was another church. I don't even know that. I forget the name, but I mean, and I remember all of us, we just sit down like, man, oh yeah, we just having a good time. The back dude just came up with this guy, this sideways, shade on us. We're like this, oh shoot. And but yeah, that ain't go well. But nah, that second time, man, he walked up and stopped, but he just felt though it wasn't of God.
Oh wow.
Straight up. He told us, you know what I'm saying? And we just like stopped. And it was just like, it hurt me, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I can't really speak for everybody else in the band, but I know, you know, it was others that was hurt because it was like, man, this is our heart here. Like, this is what we do. Late wee hours of the night writing lyrics, man, to, you know, to meet people where they are. And it's just like, you know, because he felt that way, and he just came up and we talked, you know, we took it, you know, and we went on disrespect the house. I don't even did we even finish? I don't even know if we even finished that night. Oh right, Jay in the chat told they lay hands on someone else. That did happen. I don't know where it was at, bro. I remember that too. But yeah, man. So I think we just stopped, man. We just had a talk and we just regrouped, man. It's like, well, we ain't gonna let this, you know, detours. I mean, from who we are, because I mean, we believed in what we did. Yeah, man, the main man came up and stopped that thing. I don't know. They went back to their pizza party or whatever. Afterwards, it was like we had brought sound up in the joint and everything. We probably playing for about 35 minutes. He just stopped that joint, bro. It was just like, you know, you looking at our manager, like, what we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? And he just, I don't know, man. I can't really remember it in full, but yeah, man, it was just this one was in Landover. I remember like it was yesterday. But you know, it was just eye opening. Like everybody ain't gonna love you. You know what I'm saying? They even hated Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So it was cool. You know what I mean? And understood. And it was wild because you had the youth coming up to us. Why y'all ain't playing no more? Just like, hey, what can you tell them? You know, like, but they don't want us to play no more. So it was cool. Yeah, man, that's one joint. Like you said, it happened, man. Less than 5 times in our time, you know, lifetime, but it has happened though. Like this, oh no.
I think that back in that era of gospel go-go, if you didn't get kicked out of a church at least once or twice, you were really a gospel go-go band.
That's hilarious.
Let's be real. I think that's been the consensus story from everybody, whether it's Tony from 10 Commandments, the whole POC, XB, submission. Yeah. If you didn't get kicked out of a church, you are not a legacy gospel go-go band. Just being real.
You ain't experienced the real.
Being real. All right. So let's talk more about let's talk about Ebenezer.
Yeah. Oh, you're moving around through the years now, huh, man?
Yeah. So okay. I remember from my memory, you guys played at Ebenezer, and then they had y'all come back, and that next show we played with y'all, right?
Yeah.
So what was the very first
Yeah,
experience like playing at Ebenezer? Because Ebenezer,
crazy.
that's different.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I remember Rev telling you the story too, man. We was up in the choir loft, like inside the main church, and it's crazy because it was just like they were ready for gospel go-go, bro. Like we walk in that joint. I mean, we broke out the shirt. We was all dressed up in the red submission shirts, but it was like, man, they had at the time probably like I don't know, like 200, 250 youth. You know what I'm saying? That's like crazy to us back in the day. You know what I mean? Like you walk in that joint, like dang, and they was just all just like into it. So we played, and but it was weird because it was like far away. You know what I'm saying to them, but they could see us and like that. But they was just like all partying, like the whole set. It boosted us. I ain't even gonna fake it. Like like oh shoot, we got a little crank going on. People like you know what I'm saying, and they throwing up hoods and all that stuff in that joint. Like this, man, this all right. So that first one, man, it was just live, man. We played, and after we got off stage, that was '99, Drew. I think when we first did, it was right before. Yeah, this was right before. But we got off stage, man. They come out, they all showing love and all that. It kind of boosted us, man. Just like as far as our ministry wise, like like energizes to go back and what I'm saying, write some more stuff and what I'm saying, let's come back. But yeah, man, it was a breath of fresh air of that joint, and I'm glad that they like this. Like Reverend Lee, again, that was the first time for me. I met Reverend Lee. I'm just like, dang, to the point where he was just so like cool, influential. I let him on the mic. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like sure, go ahead. And it's like, man, I don't know the first night. No, he didn't. But to do with Kendall, subtle. Kendall, we got on Congos, and I think he was trying to show up Double D. I don't know. I think he was trying to, but he did his thing, baby. Kendall was a V. People don't know he played Congos too, baby. He was just that joint doing all little tricks and stuff. But we had a good night, man. That was a good night that night. But right then the next time they go, yeah, we want you back, but they brought y'all in too. Y'all just came on in and stepped on in our territory. You know what I'm saying?
It was. We were glad to be a part. You know what I mean? All right. So real quick, the never legendary gospel go-go pioneer Jay Jones, a singer from S&B, has a question. Where was the spot where they laid hands on us after?
Slim. I'm trying to think. Ooh. It did happen. I remember that, bro. But it's just so much took place, man. I can't remember the exact. Oh, man, so many things come to mind, bro. Like, yeah, people really, say, nah, we got to pray for these brothers. we got to pray for these brothers. Yeah, and you know what happened? It's cool, man. Like you say, we was in that house. We wasn't there to be, disruptive or anything. So we took it, but afterwards, we all talked about it. And what I'm saying, and to make sure everybody was on one accord. Afterwards, everybody questions took place, and again we moved forward. I mentioned, but it did. I forget where that, man. It's been some wild stuff, man. We've been laid out on concrete places and facing the ground praying. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't remember, bro, but it did happen though. Jay, right?
Like y'all got arrested? What? Hold on.
What? Nah. We was praying in the spirit. We was, and we was in the ground. We was sacrificed on the ground.
Gotcha.
Who these questions is? That's crazy. Oh Lord.
Amani Battle says M2.
Yeah. All right. So that's interesting because that's the new nickname. See, okay. O2, but since I became a minister, so I go by M2, like for the my youngins and stuff at the church, and as well as us as the leadership team and stuff. So I'm M2 now as of October. But I, for the sake of gospel goal, I put everybody know. But yes, that's my new nickname. Since Amani, she a minister too. Girl. Yeah.
Hey. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, this is definitely a good question for you. Are you ready for this?
Come on, man.
a question from Jay Jones.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, hold up. There we go. What is submission's best groove?
He gonna do that to me.
Cause y'all got some classics.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Like of all time. Like this is wow. I mean, I guess this would be kind of like my favorite. Well, nah, you know what? I ain't even gonna fake. I mean, it's the people's favorite, you know what I'm saying? I had to be right, magnify the Lord. I mean, this is just like whenever we do that song, man, it's an energy that just like crazy. Now, of course, I personally have some other favorites, but nah. And when you ask, you know what I'm saying, what's Mrs. Best? I mean, impact, and we talk impact.
Mm-hmm.
It's whatever Double D holla back. Whoop whoop. There's a party going on in that thing.
I thought Take a Picture was up there too.
I always thought that was 2. Yeah. And it's so weird, man, because Complex, man. It caught on like wildfire.
We can't talk about the Complex.
Can't talk about that yet. Okay.
We ain't got that yet.
Take a picture up there though. It's like, but nah, man, if you go head up, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, that's crazy.
Not even Shabbat.
There you go. You see, man, there's another one that's just you know what I mean? It's rough. Like all of them, they have like this great energy. But no, if I had to rank them, it'd be that order actually. You know what I'm saying? Like holla back, then take a picture, and then probably Shabbat. Shabbat will be those are probably the crowd favorites.
Okay. So what came first, Shabbat or Magnify the Lord?
Oh man. Shabbat. Shabbat was one of our first Roller Time grooves we ever did. He was playing three roll double D's playing 3 Roller Time. He ain't even had no timbales or nothing. He's playing them. But nah, Shabbat was like that's the one. Matter of fact, you got one of the earliest recordings, the one you did for the promo. I don't know how you got that. But yeah, that's not that game. And then Magnify Lord, we broke that out. Around later in the mid Ebenezer days, but it took off in 02. Like, gone.
So tell us the story of that recording.
Ooh, that one, but that Shabbat one.
Yeah,
I think that was one we did, and that was one from a pool. All right, we used to do pool parties earlier. Crazy gospel go-go band doing pool parties, right? But they were innocent. They were innocent for the most part. But we used to do. But 1 year we did a double CD recording at this pool party, and it's one of the very first recordings we had, and we threw that one on there. But I was just like, wow, because it just sounded totally different, and I was just listening like, dang, bro, I sound like a 12-year-old on that joint. But everybody we gave, you know what I'm saying, we sold it, we gave away that double CD. So many people had it, and it's just so, to me, this is like sounds so bubblegum because it's like you don't got no grimy like nothing to it. This is all just, he's all on 10-speed bikes riding around the neighborhood. This bubblegum this is we be praising, yeah. All types of songs, man. So that's what
that's right. I think that was the first band to do like a reggae rendition in gospel go-go. And that joke cranked so hard. I mean, cranked so hard, man.
Yeah, man. It's you know what, yeah. And here's another funny story. And he on here. And I'm glad he on here, Chuck and Drew. With that song, right? It was a popular song. It was very popular because we basically I forget what we flipped with it, but we did that joint at King's Dominion 1 year. I mean, they used to add the little gospel joints, and we did the song and all that, and it's like we did. It's one of the last times. I think it's like we broke it down like reggae because Drew.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck and Drew is a very outspoken brother. But what practice, he was just like, we sound like we fake Jamaicans. So it's just like it don't sound genuine. You know what I'm saying? And ever since then, it was just like we didn't never do that song no more. After that, because after he said that, he's like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we was doing all types of stuff in that song, man, but that joint was on his heart to share that day. That man said, nah, this is like, you know what I'm saying? But it was a great song, man. It wasn't as going, but I think it was overdoing it for vertically. I mean, verbally. You know what I'm saying on the mic. Drew was just like, yeah. But nah, man, that was a fun song, man. We be dancing higher, higher. That's old school. Yeah, man. But yeah, that's a little quick story about that. I told you I'm gonna tell it all tonight. But nah, that was a quick story about that one. But no, we had a great time though at King's Dominion that year.
True. Okay, so who did the writing for The Rapture and Young Brothers? Who came up with the concept for that show, for those songs?
Okay. Wow. So let's go. Let me go to the easy one. Young Brothers. I wrote. Incomplete. Yeah, I wrote incomplete. We used like a Scarface verse one, like at some point, but for the majority of it, I wrote it complete. And it was just like a song that came like in the middle of the night, honestly. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like this to speak on this violence going in the neighborhood and things. And I basically ripped this like Donnell Floyd, man, like his whole swag in that song. I even performed the raps and I used to grab my short, you know what I'm saying, when I'm rapping it and then everything. And you know what I'm saying? So that song was pretty much like heavy D Floyd, but music and all that, Fonzo, and he pretty much he sat down and took the bass line from a Northeast song and if you listen to it, if you know Northeast and Kyrie, you're all by yourself. Boom, 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 boom. It's the same bass line, you know what I'm saying, for it. And then he just put some music on top. I'm probably going a little bit too in depth into all this. But anyway, yeah, man. So that's how that song came about. And it was basically overdrive, the percussion, now, Young Brothers, Rapture. Oh my God. Okay, so I think Worm wrote the hook to this joint, and he had it at he was just like, all right, we got a hook, and I had a theme, so I wrote a rap to it. I think Jay wrote a rap as well. Jay put a singing part into it. Drew came in. This is around we had the song at first, but then Drew came in, man, and put that lead on top of it, and I mean, it took the song to a whole nother level. Like we had performed the song on Bobby Jones down Tennessee and all that, but we had, Drew at the time. So it was just like, and then you took the beat from Generation X, Northeast. This is what we used to do, man, back in the day. But we thought the feel of the song, we thought that it resonated with people, as well as this, like the theme of it, the rapture. Nobody really talked about that. It's kind of like, we put like a scary concept on it, but the sounds that we use and all that, but it ain't really a scary thing, but it's just like, we kind of like made it, illusion wise, in that. So yeah, man, that was a combo of like a lot of us putting together, but that was the one that we all sat down like, all right, we about to do something with this joint. We about to hit the studio. You know what I'm saying? We were in the studio, recorded it. We have a CD release party. It's so funny. I'm gonna tell it. Okay, man. We in the studio, right? And it's an argument going on. What's Foz, what song are we gonna put out? Is it Rapture or Magnify the Lord? So the Rapture has a heavy Northeast groovers generation, Generation X. It's got a heavy feel towards that. And Magnify the Lord is kind of like 96 Dope Jam, backyard. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so Lord have mercy. You got having a band that's with putting one song out, and then pretty much half to the majority, with putting out the Rapture. And we had a big argument one day, and a few band members stormed out of the studio. We will not mention no names. Yeah, man. But ended up the Rapture being put out. So yeah, to this day we laugh and we joke about that story. But yeah, Rapture went out. So yeah, that's the one, man. And that joint made like a mixtape. They called it. They named a song different and everything. They call that thing the Resurrection, but it was on a roller skating mixtape. To this day, that is out. The Rapture is on there. It's called I forget. The song is called Resurrection though, but it's our song Rapture. But it's on a roller skating mixtape. I forget the name of the mixtape, but yeah, that's another tidbit.
Man, y'all done made big moves. Y'all have made mixtapes for skaters. Y'all have played at Kings of Many with Bobby Jones, Tennessee. Okay,
Yeah.
so didn't y'all play with John P. Key at
Yes.
one point?
Yeah. Oh
Tell us
yeah,
about
yeah.
that.
Say about that. All right, so we was playing out Kings Dominion, right? They used to have like the gospel fest and all that. And we actually was playing inside the park, right by the waterfalls, the Eiffel Tower, fake Eiffel Tower. And we had to, we want tie-dye shirts, and so we kind of stuck out. But we played probably about 15, 20 minutes, man. But we blew everybody away that it made it back to the main concert with Yolanda Adams, John P. Key, Ken Spirituals, like, this is all the people back then. That, saying like, yeah, this DC band, man, really just tore the park. So they invited us backstage. And we got to meet, like everybody. But John P. Key was like, nah, I want y'all to come down to my church. I want in North Carolina. I want them to see this. You know what I'm saying? This is like, from what I heard about it, it's incredible. So, he called us down to perform. So, Ty, we went down here. It was the hottest show I think we had ever performed in our whole life, to the point we sat in trucks in between times about to play, after setup and all that, because it was just that hot down that joint. But we played. He was there. He loved it. You know what I mean? And it was just like the welcome was just great. You know what I'm saying? And we did our thing. So fast forward, right? Here's the funny part. It's the funny part with this. Later on, he comes back out probably a half a year later with Not Guilty. You know what I'm saying? I've been liberated. This the verdict of my. It's got like a go-go bounce to it, right? You know what I'm saying? Our life. So then all of a sudden, it just clicked to us. We all looked at each other like, bruh, he might have had us down there to kind of get the. Kind of like observe the swag and person for his band. I ain't gonna say no other words. You know what I'm saying? For the use, in the style of song here. But what I'm saying, we did it, man. We was, but nah, man, that was love, man. He really showed love down that joint. This great hospitality and all that good stuff. But it just had you wondering, like, did he want to get this go-go beat under, you know what I'm saying, hear a few things where he can put into his track. But hey, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? It's all good.
Wow. So so you guys played with all these major gospel artists, right?
Yeah.
So is there anybody from that time that you wish you had the opportunity to play with but didn't?
Ooh. Of course, like Kirk, Kirk was like the Don at that time.
Greatly talking.
Yeah, because it's like we was before Ty Tribbett, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like the styles. If you like, we did, we played Cross Movement, you know what I mean, and Truth, we did all that. But probably Kirk, it's Kirk energy, but he was kind of choiry back then, though. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even know like how it would even, like flow. But that's Kirk Franklin, though. I'd have loved to get up with him, but Fred wasn't really skis. He's a little bit older. Yeah, I don't know. Nah, I think Right, yeah, Kirk probably the only one really about. He ain't never get a chance to get busy with him.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about Gospel Go-Go Fest.
Okay.
What is your memory from the Gospel Go-Go Fest?
Them Ethiopian shirts that we wore. So now man, we all had all that. Right. You know what? I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna keep it 100. We came for blood that night.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was just like, all the big dogs was on the joint, and I think y'all had us third to last. And
There's a story
because POC was right after us, and then y'all closed out, and of course, it's y'all house. So I mean, ain't no thing. But and I found out that I was like this. Oh yeah, all right. So, I put together a whole opening this with far as with the rapture, and
right.
It was crazy, right? And I didn't plan this. Y'all had hazers in that joint, and then y'all set them off, so it was like the smoke rose, and then it was just like, you know what I'm saying? It was just like it looked like a theatrical, something like theatrical that we put on, but it all just came together, and man, like you say, it's already weird, wild, whatever. We walking out, and Sam's from Ethiopia, and his mom came back and she bought us all shirts, her back, and he's like, "Yeah, we gonna wear these shirts. We gonna look at that shirt. Shirts was snug on some of us and everything, but we're like, we gonna wear these shirts. You know what I'm saying? Because I just wanted it, to be impactful, and like a captivative. Like I want you to remember. And the way we came out, the rapture, again, like I was speaking earlier, it's kind of like got like a scary theme to it. So it was just like people was just like looking, you know what I mean? And then from there we just boom right into our set. This one went hard. And it's probably like a power pack, 30, 35 minutes. I ain't do nothing. And no slow groove. There was nothing. We was just gonna just go at it. And man, the execution was just, and y'all had the big boy sound in there. We wasn't used to playing on the big boy sound with Rio. So it was just like, oh, it's time to get busy. It's time to eat. You know what I'm saying? So, we went in, man. I was like, look, we're going to leave it all on the stage. And that's just how I thought, man. You know what I'm saying, back there. But we had a great time, man. POC came on and did that thing. And then, hey, it was 58-40. So you already knew how that thing was going to end off book. So now that was a great time, man. But I really it was the first time that was so organized that all the bands just came together. And we all had a good time. Everybody played their time limits and things of that nature, man. So you guys, man, you, Tia, y'all still are deeply committed for that amazing, evening, man. Everybody was behind that. It was an amazing time, packed house. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was the first time I seen, I think it was 10 Commandments or Reaction. I remember Curtis being there too. My reaction definitely wasn't reaction. Trilogy. But yeah.
That's what's up. All right, so let's jump forward a little bit. Let's talk about the complex. Well, actually, no, before we talk about that, let's talk about Ebenezer a little bit more. So y'all took over Ebenezer. Ebenezer was y'all stomping ground. No question about it, right?
That's
so that y'all was the house band pretty much, right? So y'all had some epic shows that were Ebenezer funded and related, right? So you got the Crossing High School shows, you got the Friendly High School shows, and talk about, and like the New Year's, talk about those shows.
Oh man, so we're going to Ebenezer path, huh? Yeah, man, the amount of people was just crazy in them shows, man. Like especially the New Year's Eve ones, everybody came out. I mean, one night, I think Big Al was doing the sound. And I think D Floyd was checking him out. He was in the joint, and like, what I'm saying, and I'm just like looking like, man, that's D Floyd, bro. Like, that's like one of my biggest go-go idols. You know what I'm saying? But he was basically did check sound out. He didn't care about what was going on. But now listen, the amount of people, Ebenezer was always so welcoming. And yes, man, they always had us like, headlining to what was going on. We do the countdowns. I mean, it's probably about maybe 4 years consecutively. We did it, everybody's had a good time. 10 Commandments come out, Exodus, come out. I don't know if there's any other bands that did those shows. Then they had the joints in the summer, man, that would be on the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like backyard, we'd be like a backyard, the third band, a backyard, playing, but they had the gospel bands at the end. And we just come in and do our thing, and they all knew our songs, and it was like, man, I can get a couple of memories. We played at Crossland one night, and it's just the energy was just crazy in the joint. And I was like, all right, look, we're gonna come out, we gotta do some junkyard type stuff. We're gonna come out stepping the beat, you know what I'm saying? And this is like, so we did it, right? And we was coming out, we up that joint front line, this doing the steps, and up in the bleachers. What I always love, man, Fatal Attraction. Remember that band back in the day? They used to always come out, man, show love, man. Wayne and Pooh, it's all that, man. They just come out, and I remember them up in the bleachers. And you know what I'm saying? They party, man. We up that joint, dancing, spinning around. While all of a sudden, Reverend Lee come out, and man, jump on stage, grab a mic, right? Like, ho, just stop. Oh no, we're not gonna go out like that tonight. Bam, is like it was like a dude and a girl. I don't know, some domestic stuff. They got the fighting in the back of the train, right? And so it had to stop. It stopped the set. But Ty, let me tell you, if growing up, like to us, like that's how you knew you was cracking, man. When a fight broke out, oh, that thing was. Now, of course, I wouldn't say that out, big public like that. But anyway, but nah, man, it was just like, oh snap. And then our set was just so weird after that, after that took place. But man, for that 5 to 7 minutes, man, we was out that thing, 808s and all that, man. We dancing, man. It was just like, oh my gosh, it was just, it was just go heaven. You know what I'm saying? It felt like. Then shoot, what else, man? Then Ebenezer. Oh yeah, the little church. Remember that? The little church. Oh, duh. Yeah. So, bruh, we playing in the joint, right? And it was a band called Psalm, not Psalms 150. It's a R&B band with Darrell Babb, Tank. Sorry, Darrell Babbs, aka Tank. He had an R&B band, right? And they played. I think they opened. They was doing that thing. He was a gospel. I'm doing R&B. It was gospel, like R&B-ish type of band, but. We came on after him, bro. And then we came on, stopped playing. It's just the crowd. They standing on the pews and that joint and all that. And I just remember glancing over at him, and he just had this like the blownness look on his face. Like, who the heck is these dudes? On this joint, man. But it was all love, man. But I just always remember like his face, man. It's so I always think of him. But nice too, man. Was just amazing. Again, man, it was so much love. We used to come back this regular old Bible study nights, and just to be a part of, we old, what I'm saying? Like they all like they the youth and all that. But it was just such a welcoming atmosphere, man. It's the love. So yeah, but Ebenezer, man, all them joints, man. So even when they, I know you're probably about to go there, but even when they came in the complex and started doing shows too, you know what I'm saying? It was just love, bro.
That's definitely coming up real soon. So we got a question from Chuck and Drew. He says, high school homecoming, which was your favorite?
Ooh, high school homecoming, bro. Yeah, there's a few of those too. I love them Southeast joints, man. It was a church called Redemption. I don't know. I forget what they were called, but they do shows at Baloo. You remember that? Sometimes they be outside or to be inside. I remember the inside ones with the metal detectors. It was like this. Yeah, leave, bro. This thing ain't the game. And we play with Junkyard. Junkyard always close it out, but we'd be right before him. But man, now being DC, and they partying with you. You know what I'm saying? That joint was just they listening. You know what I'm saying? To the point like Wink. I mean, Wink was just like locked in one time we was playing. Like he loved that the John P. Key joint we did with the verdict not guilty. I broke that down. Yeah. It was just like, bruh, that man, them they were definitely special. And man, again, it's just so many, man. We did Suitlands and Lagos, you know, it's all that. But those ones stepped out. I mean, it stuck out to me because it was that authentic DC culture, you know what I'm saying, that we played before, and they loved us. You know what I'm saying? These are Maryland dudes, you know what I'm saying? So they dug us. There you go. Jay got it. Resurrection Ministry. That's it. Yes, sir. Then they used to make the signs that you put on the telephone poles. We used to size off that like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we got a go-go sign. We used to steal them off the poles and all that.
Do you still have them?
I don't. Somebody does have it though. I just saw. I used to have one, but I think Fonzo got what Sam. What up? We still got it though. Though best believe we still got it.
Going to the Go-Go Museum.
Oh, you know what? That's right.
That should.
That's right.
But hey, we're gonna work on it. We're gonna work on all that.
Yeah.
But so I got a question for you, right? So you said that Wink gravitated to the sound of the band. What are some of Go-Go's Go-Go members, I would say, reactions to hearing Submission Band?
Wow, great question. Man, so many interactions. I'm gonna go through some ones that really just stuck out to me. Like I say, Wink, man, that day he was just so into it. He was just like captivated, you know, by what's going on. And he showed so much love afterwards. But yes, him. Okay, so I want to save that one. But there been times like we got love from like Dig Dug and Smoke. I guess they'd be doing like futures with crazy praises that had them come in. But they'd be there and there's definitely like speaking to going up and it's like talking to me. Just letting just encouraging. But one night, man, we was practicing in the complex. All right, so this wasn't at a complex night, but we was practicing there because we used to practice there as well. And so just to let you know, and my big bro, man, my man Lou, he asked earlier on here, just like some of my go-go role models are like, why I do what I do. And number one, it's 32, of course. That's who drew me, some really into the genre. Then you got D Floyd, the writing, and the performance, aspect, as well as 32. And then there's a third feature who I mainly pattern this like my style in the later days of, and it was rapper, and just learning him this, back and forth of this, how you this control the conductor aspect. Just the we're knowing the music and all that, the counting, all that good stuff. So one night we practicing, bro, in the daggone complex. Now that's the old, I forget, Ragged Fitness Club. I guess that's what they used to play. So Icy Ice, I guess, had a meeting. This is the first What band when rap got just What started. So it's like him, Rocket Rob, Stomp, there's some other people, So we practicing, and these jokers come walking down the steps of the complex, right? And I'm looking like, oh, shoot. And we practice. I don't know what song we working on and all that, but man, we, we try like in it, and all they just like walking by and they just like nodding, what I'm saying, like smiling, all nodding on the way back to it. I guess whatever room they was gonna meet in and all that. But bruh, it was just like they was just like looking like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Just like, not like they up there banging around, saying type of thing, man. But that was just kind of like the beginning of this scene of respect. And of course, it's like over years and doing different shows. But this to see this like my, say my idols, my peers, man, really just like, stomp and ride. And it's like it's really feeling, saying, like when they're doing to the point where they can come back and now they like, oh yeah, we knew, you talking something like we knew y'all, yeah, we are, like this. What y'all did, what I'm saying? So yeah, man, this dad, and that's real. I'm trying to think of some other, it's like instances, saying, and dealing with this, of course, being on, and this like T-Mont, was that kind of like, that go-go source. You definitely got a lot of people with eyes on it, and just really just show respect. So now it was always this, saying with respect, and never, receive anything this, so it's always been love.
Okay. Speaking of T-Mont, how do you? Matter of fact, we'll come back to T-Mont. So let's talk about the complex. Let's talk about the complex. As we going up. So how did you guys get on to playing at the complex?
Icy Ice, man. He heard about us and he wanted to work with us. And he had just changed his life. You know what I'm saying? He gave his life to God, but he had that space. So he was like, he wanted to do something. So we this is tour thing. At the end of 01, we actually had a few shows there. It was just us just playing. And it was just it started there, man. Maybe he was just like, hey, whatever y'all want to do, y'all want to practice. But I just want to be a part, I want to get back to go-go, but I'm not doing it, I'm doing it a certain way. So yeah, we would come in, practice, and we had, like you say, we had a couple of shows before, like he brought you guys in, and then from there it just like by February, like we was doing shows for like December, I think. Y'all came in probably like end of January. By the time mid-February hit, oh my goodness, that parking lot was woo. You know what I'm saying? So, and it took off, bro. To the point, like, and it was easy. I think what the great point about the complex, it was easy to invite friends. You know what I'm saying? And because it was an atmosphere, whereas they wouldn't feel this like uncomfortable. There's people who don't go to church. Just invite them out to like to hear one, some go music, but also just it was a word, behind the music, and it was even times altar call and some people share sermonettes and all that good stuff. But that joint just got crazy, bro. From February, I think May was the last straw. It was, but like March, it was the hottest thing probably going on in Prince George's County outside what the Hot Shots is a good, says a good competition, but bruh. But we used that because it was like everybody went there, caught the train there, with the crystals, and they went at the Hot Shots. It was just kind of like that was a Saturday night move up and down the strip of Branch Avenue. But we held it down. You know what I'm saying? All of us, that played in that. Wasn't just us, wasn't just y'all. Everybody who came in, because they was in there for the first band, you know what I'm saying, that would play that night, and that rotated. But you knew what you was getting when you came in there, man. And we had some good times, man. And we had to, it'd be sometimes, man, the energy it just be, I mean, y'all like, man, I had two, hold on. There's two joints that was just that if I go crazy, joint, but not three, because then they do fire. Y'all do fire one night too. And dang, what was that? Huh? Yeah, that joint. It was wild, bruh. It just got. I remember some nights we just looking like, all right, we gotta follow this joint out. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, we gotta follow. But we always say, hey, XB brought out the best of us. You know what I'm saying? And that's in it. So it was great nights, man. You know what I'm saying? Then that during that whole time outside of combo, actually other things that helped was you had the youth groups that was popping, and then Gospel Live. You know what I'm saying? Crazy Praise had that joint midweek. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, yeah, that Saturday, midweek, Wednesday, you got a joint, and then you do some the church on Friday. Then you come, everybody be there on Saturday night. Hey, everybody.
So when you all did the Ebenezer youth, was it a youth night at the complex? When y'all
Yes.
did, did the recordings and everything.
Yes, sir. The Friday night
And
joint.
I remember, I think y'all started out and y'all was on high chairs or something like that. Remind me what happened?
Nah, not that night. Was that night? Nah, I think that was the CD release. I'm trying to think. Why would we have hot chairs?
Yeah.
But though that night we did we had the bandanas on. What was it Lift Every Voice and Sing or God? Oh yeah, it was one of them something.
American.
Yeah, it was one of them songs, man. God Bless America, I think. And then we did we came out with Ebenezer's a Place to Be. Come party with the good old S&B. I think, and that's the one that's on the YouTube clip. And people going crazy. Yeah. But nah, we had to have something special. You know what I'm saying? Just, for that. Because one, it was Ebenezer. Two, XB, we already knew y'all wasn't playing. Y'all standing on speakers and all that good stuff.
Why you ain't never get on top of the speaker?
Huh?
Why you ain't never get on top of a speaker?
Who? I'm on a speaker.
You could have made it.
Bruh. Nah. No. I'm on that stage. I was on that left hand side. Nah, I leave that to Winston. Who else got up there? Damont. Oh, no. I used to always see, you know what? I always wanted to do it because I saw this like rapper in 32. Go Northeast. They be up on the speaker. I just thought it was so cool performing. Nah, I don't really do heights either. And I'm big. Okay. So, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I stuck to the stage, Ty. You know what I'm saying? And I barely, I used to wait back at I used to tell people stories, man. Complex was a whole nother phenomenon, y'all. I used to wait to the last moment to come out on stage because it was just like the crowd. It was like a go-go crowd, like, very fun. I mean, they yelling at you. Everybody wanted this like display. You just trying to get your thoughts together, like, bro, I'm just trying to lead this band tonight. You know what I'm saying? But it was wild, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just everybody wanted this display and all that. And I always say it was a gift and a curse because I think it's for a time I got caught up in that. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like distracted, but it was also opportunity to be before, you know what I'm saying, all of them and, the thing. But no speaking for the kid.
You know what? When it comes to the complex, I think that was our era's Capitol Center. What you think?
You said that was our era, wasn't that?
The Capitol Center.
Ooh, nah, that's facts. Nah, yeah, because I didn't play like, in like, big venue like that, Sisters Only and all that WPC, but nothing hit like, I mean, it's just people screaming. I mean, you got a balcony, full of people right in front of you, people screaming noises. Woo, it's like a bird call. It was just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they just all right here holding up their hands in front of your face. I mean, it's just the complex will forever be. Again, I'm grateful. God allowed me to see it. It was a dream of mine. You know what I'm saying? Just as a go-go fan, period, to have like a crowd of that nature. But it's I can't imagine going through that for 20 years. It's like some of these gangers and all of them doing bugs. That's just
Yeah.
But nah, man, it's cool.
And speaking of the complex, we want to give a special shout out to the S&B honeys.
Oh my God, that's
homies.
Oh Lord, yeah.
Special shout out.
Nah.
Y'all had the
cruise. Them the homies, man. They was we was a family, man. You know what I'm saying? Basically, it wasn't never no, I mean, a couple of us had like, was in relationships, there, but it was never nothing. That's like they was just always supportive. They loved everybody though. You know what I mean? Just they love y'all and nah, man. That's when they come in with their shirts on. That always be fun. Everybody looking, who is this? All that good stuff, man. But and then everybody going, oh, they honeys for a reason, so all that good stuff. But they just hung out, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all we do. Eat, carry out, go home, what you call after the shows, listen to tapes and all that. They go about their business. I go about mine. Look at Farley. Go ahead, man.
They like we all went back so long ago. It's been how many years since the complex? What?
Yeah,
20?
man. So 2002, man. So
23
what, 23 years. Yeah. 23 years, bro.
So now let's talk about the good T-Mod and how that grew SMB. How did that grow in SMB?
Oh man. Just being able to come on in and talk about it and then hear other people give review, saying like everybody come on and it's like, nah, that band was pretty good. So it kind of like brought about just word of mouth. You know what I'm saying? It's all right, well, I want to check them out. And everybody just always just have this respect for what we did. Because they and then we was already in the community. So, they knew us, we wasn't trying to be, holier than thou and all that good stuff. It's just we was just all one, man. You come see us and this is what we do. But I just think it helped because it brought about we post like, we're gonna be a certain place and it's more visual. More people to come out, more people saw it. That board had a lot of traffic. So grateful for Kato and all he did, man. He always loved submission to the point he said he wanted to play with submission. So, yeah, man. He said, "Oh yeah, the guitar." The man said, "Man, I remember somebody asked him if it was one band he always wanted to play with, it would have been us." I always thought that was this dude, little Benny and all that. You know what I'm saying? So, but nah, man, he always just showed love. So grateful.
That's what's up. So, speaking of the high-power players that have been in the Mission Band, you have Elwood Jones.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Oh man, I can't think of the name of his band. Shady Group. Back.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
One of the goats on the bass. I mean, y'all had complex rockets. So how did Elwood become part of some band?
Zion, the church. Elwood became like the music director at Zion, and of course we all went to Zion, so we got to know Elwood. We had some like Jay sung on the praise and worship team. I played percussion. Dana, I think he played. Greg even played. I think a little bit of all of us. We played. So it was like he loved us too. So it was an opportunity for him to play. So, hey, it was like we didn't have a steady bass player. I was like, "What's up? You try to play?" He was like, "Man, what?" He old school, man. So he's like, "Nah, I'm down." And right, we used to do the Young Life joints on Sundays. At Zion, man, those was crazy too. Good God Almighty. But we here just get up there, see what key we in, what we playing. This hop in, like it was nothing. It was like this. I would, you know what I'm saying? So, young. That's how he got with us. And I didn't know of him like that, to be honest. But then I did my research, and I knew he was a decent fan. But then I saw his go-go resume. I'm like, oh, sure. You know what I'm saying? So. It's an honor, man. He played Rapture. That bass line on the Rapture, that's him. He came in and knocked that joint out. And I think he carried the song for real. With that bass line. That bass line was tough, man. So shout out to Wood.
True. So y'all had some legendary bass players, right?
Oh yeah.
So we've had Wood, also John.
Big John.
Yeah.
Middle clientele.
Yeah. So tell us more about how John came to the band.
Yeah, John, man. We did a pool party at Sweet Cherie house, Sweet Cherie of Belladonna, man. She's family actually, you know what I'm saying, with Worm and Chris and their family. So we every year we play that pool party. And we play with EU and all that. And one time we met him, I forget where we met him, man. He came to see us play. And we was just like, yeah. Invited him out to the joint. He came, he saw us play. He's like, yeah, I'm trying to get down. So I was like, I bet. You know what I'm saying? And he came in, man, and the boy he already could play, but Fonzo, Fonzo put that man through a whole workshop, made sure he was right, some ready. And then, man, that was later. Yeah, that was later in the years when he came in and, really, helped us out. He was like the final piece, of the puzzle, man, that really took us, to a whole nother level. That's how we get similar, like how we felt Drew too, man. Drew came to, let's say, great commission. Saw us play. We played with Gideon one time. He was there, I think, for Gideon. And then next week, we practiced on Tuesday. The Joker was in there. Smiley face bandana. I'm like, who this dude here? But he's so gifted and talented, man. I remember I heard you talk about if you know he could play, you'd have had him in Exodus. But I was just like, hey, this dude. But then it was just like he started doing everything. I was like, this man was a beast. And he got a musical background, all that, man. So yeah, man, chucking was shoot. That's how another one just picked up random. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. So I want to jump back to our earlier question. Let me find it. Hold on a second.
Ooh, Drew got a nice one in there.
Comments is rocking. Y'all are doing.
Yeah, man, they ain't getting taller. They my folks, man. I gotta get some time.
Go ahead and like the video real quick. Go ahead and like the video. You got to plug up the laptop so you don't.
Man, right. This don't going a little long. I thought it was going. But no, they ain't gonna stop. They ain't gonna stop those shows.
True. Okay, so because we ain't even talk about vertical yet. We ain't talk about
man. Look, you ain't gonna have me on 3 hours like you had Damont on here. Now I'm gonna tell you tonight.
Well, then we could do a part 2. How about that?
Oh, maybe we gotta do a part 2. Yeah, because vertical, that's a whole nother beast.
Yeah.
But nah, that's another part of my God Almighty. Woo!
So let's do this. Let's ask this question, but we're gonna table talking about vertical for the next time.
Got you. Okay.
All right. So the question is from Adele. What role can you play in assuring a wanted CRB and vertical reunion?
What role can I play?
Yeah.
Wow.
God.
Yeah, man, you are all the heavy hitters. Hey, listen. I mean, I can't have a role in it. I can't say that. Listen, my plan is, man, like I said, I'm gonna do an S&B reunion this year. Coming up at the end of this year. I'm targeting the end of October. But I'm gonna get the official word out to everybody. But we will be, doing the 30 years this year. So we're gonna handle that. Vertical, I plan on vertical is a whole beast because there's so many members over the years. But I got to do it because everybody want to do it. So we're gonna have hopefully a whole remnant reunion. We're gonna do some vertical and all that good stuff coming up. Now, far as that show, because and they all want to do it, man. You know what I'm saying? I know they got a little, couple of challenges, with them, but I would love to do it. I mean, I can talk to Show and Brent. Who else you said? Who else you put in there? Radical. I want all of them on that joint. You know what I'm saying? We just do it out. But I would love to, man. Those are some of the greatest times. Like I said, I've been there for a lot of the phases of it, and they're all special. But the energy in what's that 2011, like 10, 11 to 12.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, bruh. I'm trying to tell you, man. Them jokes in there with their shoes off, shirts. I mean, it was just like looking around like, what the heck been going on in this joint? But I got you. Hey, man. I'm gonna try. I can see what I can do, but I would love to do it though.
All right, so this is
People set me up, man.
from Crank That Classic PAT.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll say this. But one thing I felt and knew that Gospel Go-Go was real, the energy was so real. Y'all shut the power off in the spot. I'm not sure what happened, but when y'all came back on, let's see, came back on, done. You remember anything about that?
Wow. Shut the power off. Yeah, we had a few of them. We don't need no power nights. Wow. Now I can recognize. I needed some more information to remember the specific night, but I can't remember on nights. that is my man. Nah, he right. It's I tell you, man, when you mix, I ain't trying to get all super, since spiritual, but this is what I do. The power of God and the power of go-go music, bro. It's an electricity, man. It's beyond. You know what I'm saying? And people of different beliefs, what I'm saying, could be a part of it, but it's something that you can't deny. You know what I mean? And that's why, gospel go-go is something that locked me, what I'm saying, got me locked in. The bait from the go-go, and then just the medicine, as I was calling it, a flavor medicine. We just want to get you in the door with the beat and then the spirit of God, what I'm saying, to take over. But yeah, it's a special thing, man. It's a special thing. Take a picture. Yes, sir. What's up, Glenn? My man, Glenn.
And Glenn is the original drummer for God's Blend.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right.
Yeah, the G-Hop days.
Yeah. Freaking, man. Cranking. Okay, so we've talked about the complex. We've also talked about a little bit about just we touched the surface of vertical and things like that, right? So let me just give you a question real quick, right?
Okay, buddy.
Which one is your favorite? Energy of the complex or the energy of remnant?
Whew.
And let me give some frameworks to the people that's watching.
All
right. So we've talked about the complex, so y'all kind of got a visual of that. So the remnant is a basketball gym that has been converted into a multi-level production, right? That occurs on Friday nights, and you have a gym full of young folk, right? And they are there, and they get to it, right? But they come and they hear the word first. They sit through the whole service, not a problem, and then it's on. So tell us about that real quick.
Yeah. So how it was set up, right? It's a youth service, basically. But it went from 7 to 11. Sometimes after 11. But we had praise and worship in the beginning, and it's kind of like we went a little hardcore in the beginning, but not like we saved the best for the later on. And we have praise and worship, and then you have the word, and then you break out into small groups. And then that last 30 minutes was just like CFE / La Pearl, like, what I mean? It's your hardest go-go, all the hardcore go-go hits, but we doing it, what I'm saying, with our own music, with our own songs. And people people come get on like Showtime. This when these first was out of XIB. It was crazy, man. People were rushing the front and all that stuff. I'm just like, man, who are you? I mean, I ain't really know who he was. It's like, man, who are you? But he came up, man. He started making songs up. So I'm a Believer is like one of the probably the most popular songs, man, I have ever, like, to this day. People actually, they just go bananas and send over that. So But yeah, that's the thing with Remnant, man. It go from all the way back to like 2004, but all the way to 13? I think they changed over
Okay.
to merge. But that phase though that you just brought up at Trinity was just bruh. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you got 500 kids weekly. You know what I'm saying? And they're on a Friday night. That's just, I mean, literally. You know what I mean? They waited all week to hear their favorite song or whatever, and it just be pandemonium in there. So, but you know, I mean, the same thing for you know, what I'm saying the complex. It's just the different areas. Now, which one was the best? Shit, this is set up like a mug, bro. Sheesh, I was in different places for both. I was more of a leader, you know, saying for Remnant Brass. I was enjoying it. Right. No, there you got that too, man. My man Marsh. What's up, man? 211. You know what I'm saying? That was a whole time, man. When Bounce Beat first came out, the floor was in that place was like moving like this, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how many people we had in it. At that time, it probably got up to 150, you know, 150 to 200 kids, but it's a little spot. It's real tight. But anyway, back to the question because I ain't trying to drag it out. I don't know, man. It's just like, you know, your two kids, you know what I'm saying? Like you got your oldest, and then you got your, you know what I'm saying, youngest, man. And then even now, it's a whole nother part too. We ain't even get to. We probably won't, but we are Zion music. You know what I'm saying? Zion, it's just like, you know, when they get up there, it's just like worship nights and things like that. It's just like, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's leading that band. But back to what you asked. Yeah, I don't know. I would probably say, I don't know, man. It's tough. I probably gotta go with the complex though, because the complex was that was yeah. There was no, well, no, there was parents dropping off people there too, but it was like people coming off the daggone metro to come to the complex. I mean, in droves, walking across the street. You know what I'm saying, to get in that joint, and they had them good chicken tenders in the back.
Wait half the show for your chicken tenders, but they was good. They was on
Plead
fire.
the fifth. Thank you, Drew. I would love to do that, man. I can't, bro. Yeah, they ain't gonna tie these questions, man. What's up, man?
That's what's up. All right, so let's see here. If you you remember back in the day, we used to play we didn't even talk about the River Life either, right? So playing at the River Life, all it's the same shopping complex, River Life, right?
Right.
Remember we used to do fantasy bands, right?
Yeah.
So, and actually, I think that started at one of the Gospel Go-Go Fest. But anyway, if you can do from, let's say, the complex to the beginning, right? Make your fantasy band.
Come on, man. I got too many friends, man. Nah, you said make a fantasy band from the complex?
Yeah.
Bruh. All right. Well, I got Jam and Jeff. That's my, I love King, but I grew up on Jam and Jeff. Yes, sir. Jam and Jeff Reward. I gotta go with my guy, man. Congo's Double D. Although I love Pepto. Dang, I love Pepto. Who else we got? Yeah, man, so many bands, bro. Like, let's start. I'm starting some wild people now, man. Just because. All right. Who else? I don't know, man. My lead talker would be CJ, for real. Oh, nah, yeah. Dang, that's man, young EJ from Young Prophets. Okay. Golly, y'all killing me, man. Whoo. Then all right, give me Scooney. Back in that keyboard section. Ugh. I gotta have my man Fonzo back there, I guess. Gosh, yeah, I ain't saying no more of it. Sorry, SMB. I'm not mentioning no more, y'all. Because if I can't, I would have. Oh, yeah. All right. Who else we got? Not doing it. Let's see. Singers. Ooh,
Hmm?
I can't. James. I ain't picking Jay. James, man. POC. Good God Almighty. That dude. He another one, man. Had me studying my game. Him, and CJ and Black Mark had me up at night, bro. When I was writing, they had me up late nights, man, trying to make sure our stuff was tip top, man. Black Mark, man, my producer. Yeah, I want Black Mark. my producer. Man, I don't even know where I'm at in the band. Let's see, cowbells and blocks and cowbells and stuff like that. Hey, then Drew. Oh, I'm talking about the after this Drew. I forgot. Ten Commandments, my man Black. They don't remember. Man, I can't do this, man. I know too. This is like this is Tiptoe. You remember Tiptoe in his image? See, man, I got people, man. Come on, man. I can't tell. Don't do this to me, bro. I can't do this, man. It's too many people. It's too many.
I'm gonna let you all the hook.
Thank you, man. Sheesh.
When we come back and do part 2,
all right,
you gotta do the bounce.
Oh yeah.
So
now I don't got no friends in bouncing. I'm just playing. Yeah, nah, I got you.
True.
I got you.
True. All right. Let's think of something else from this. I guess 1.0 of your time in gospel go.
1.0. That's funny. I do got like I don't know how many .0s I got, but
you got like 4.
Right, I got like 4 of them. Literally.
Okay. What's your favorite show of all time?
Ooh.
As being a submission.
Yeah. Wow. Of all time for the SMB. It was
I know it's a lot of them.
Yeah, bruh.
But you got to narrow it.
Doc? Oh man. Because it was some shows, man. You know, I just think, man, I gotta go with our CD release night, man. We had the complex to ourselves. We did like 2 full sets. We came out, we changed, we had wardrobe changes. Everybody was still there. People got our CD, our original music. He was back there signing, he was back there signing stuff for people, back taking pictures, and no pun intended. Yeah, man, yeah, man. Again, man, we done had a lot. Some of them, them joints down on the National Mall, man. We had some, a great time, sitting down there too. But I have to, if I had to name one, I gotta go with that one, man. I know some probably band members probably clown me afterwards, like, man, why you ain't say like this? Yeah, you're right, man. I forgot about that. Because we've been out of town and all that stuff, but nothing this amounts to, man. You haven't been able to give people like the music that you wrote, and, saying things of that nature like that.
Okay. Let's talk about some of your legendary moments in go-go period, right?
Wow.
One of your legendary, but I might even be is like 3.0, maybe. What is your time with Northeast Blues?
Okay. Wow. Yeah, let me go ahead and get my seat back for this one. I think I'm charged up. Man. All right, so this is how that took place. They were doing a show, and I don't think at the time Rob was with them. I don't think. But his so wild was his band. What band was closing out the show? I think they did it like as a tribute because he won lead talker of the year that night. And so I think they want to have a tribute show or something. And they set it up. Thank God he did win. But earlier that week, I received a call from because I had done some stuff with Stomp's band, Faces You Know. And I was just like doing like, I come in there and if they was doing like junkyard material, I'd run it like I was Buzz, or they was doing like Northeast stuff. You know, I know one time North 32 came to La Pearl, and it was like me and him, we was battling with his stuff. I was doing his stuff, he doing right back to me. You know, so it was just like one of the most memorable moments I've ever had in history. But in that time, Stomp, you know, he saw what I could do as far as leading their material. And then Doug as well, Dig Doug. So I got a call earlier that week, and he was like, "Hey man, we know you could do, it's a lot on your foot, a lot on your shoulders, but we know that you could do this. We want you to lead us in the show." And I was just like, first I asked, "Is it a practice?" I was like, I ain't going straight up in there. But I went to a practice and with them at Rio's, and they just gave me like the list that they wanted to do, man. And this is stuff I grew up on. I knew it backwards and forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So all I told him, I was like, "Look, I'm not cussing." That's my only rule. That's how I would do it, but I'm not cussing. And the 32 looked at me like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right. But yeah, ran through it, and we got a set together. So it was time to go to the CFE. And this is the only time I ever played. And I'll share some this really really touched my life afterwards. But the only time I got there, and it was just like, all right, I'm walking in past all these people. And I'm just like, when I go up here and I grab this mic, they're gonna all look at me like, who the heck is he? So yeah, my man Doe is with me with the practice and everything. But what's up, Doe? But so went to the show, and warming up, all that, 32 is just me and him. And then the whole entire back line, Smoke, Doug, Stomp, Tyree, whole crew back there in the back line. So what got me though, y'all, Polo, right? Polo, the bounce beat king himself. He's sitting back behind like the drummer, like a king seat, like, just watching, and I'm just looking, like all I can think of is those like, oh my God, he's probably like, what? Like, who are you and why are you up there? But anyway, hold on, rewind real quick. On the way to the stage, rapper calls us all in the back. It's time to get paid before we play. This was new to me. For real. This man pulls out like a stack of money and pays me. He's like, "O2, you rapping tonight?" He said, "O2, you rapping tonight?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Here you go." I grab it. I'm nervous because it's the amount of money that it was. I ain't gonna say. I put it in my back left pocket. I put it in my back left. I was so nervous. I said, number one, I gotta make it out of here with it in my pocket. I gotta make it out of here with it. But yeah, so I go to the stage, all that stuff. So I start, we in it. But Ty, for some reason my voice is cracking. I'm like, this, we got the CD. My man Bulldog, Craig that. He still got the CD, and he just said to we got the CD to this day. Where I let it, and you know what I'm saying? And but I remember getting to one point at the show, and I messed up on the show on a rumble or something, and like the sound guy thing is like, "Nah, you're supposed to something," and I yelled up like, "Man, I'm living up my dreams up here." I was like, "I didn't care." Everybody just like start laughing. I was like, "Man, I don't care. I'm living up my dreams up this joint." But it was just an opportunity, man, that God placed me in. You know what I'm saying? And I see everybody, and everybody was still into it and everything, but I was just so grateful that I got an opportunity to experience it. I was on a big stage, the big band, not only just a big band, but my all-time favorite band. It was like my all-time, dream show. And the show was over, so we did our thing. Everybody loved it, So it comes 2 weeks later, I want to say, and Stomp calls me again. This time he got Hug on the phone. Hug wasn't at the part of this one. So Hug is just like, "Oh no, yeah, you the last part, man. You the last part. This is what we need. This is what we about to go ahead and do this, John. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, saying all that." And I'm just like, because what happened was it's the beginning, it's the year before the remnant really takes off at Trinity. Right. So I didn't hit the peak remnant yet. It was on the way. Okay. So I was doing that. Of course, I was still doing that. And I knew I couldn't do this as well as be up in front of the youth. But it was just a decision because all I had to do was say yes. And I would have probably, it'd have been a whole nother two. I probably, who knows where it'd been. But I had a friend of mine, Angus Small, man, from Remedy. He's my accountability partner, and I called him. He just talked me through it, man. He was like, what you're yearning for is just a platform. But God's got that platform waiting on you. And little did I know, I'm up there in front of bigger crowds that I would ever probably be in before, with Northeast going forward. It just, I was able to affect a whole nother generation, of youth. Whereas if I don't know, I can't promise you if I'd have still been, I don't even know if I'd have still even been 2 years I know now, and if I'd have went that Northeast route, man. So thankful for the opportunity, the moment, and Stomp respected me. I told I had to have that deep conversation with him, but it was worth it though. You know what I'm saying? And to this day, he always respect me. He was like, "You the man for it, man. It wasn't nobody else we can choose. That was all you." It was all you. I was like, "This man, thank you." You know what I'm saying? So it's all love.
That's what's up. I remember the first time I got wind that you were playing with Northeast. I was like, just like you said, just like what Storm said, ain't nobody else can do it but that guy. Number two, for real. And I have always told people that you are probably the greatest lead talker in go-go that people are not aware of.
Wow.
The for the go-go scene on the masses. That's so.
Nah, man.
Put you up there, my brother.
You know what, man? I greatly appreciate that, man. I'm one, man. It's like a big bowl of gumbo. I watch every single band. I get opportunity on YouTube. Now I'm thankful I can go to YouTube and it's like I be just studying, you know what I'm saying? Just watch a band, but I'm just looking at different stuff, especially like lead talkers and just how they maneuver and this and studying them, man. And I try to bring it out, when we get on stage, as well as it's my personality and just being one with the people and, taking them just on a journey, So thank you. All right, man, that's respect, coming from you. You've been around the same scene I have. I've seen the same folks, man. So thanks, I appreciate you, bro.
Hey, it's only the truth. And it looks like the chat is agreeing too. They've seen the same thing that I saw. So
wow.
Ain't nothing made up or nothing new. Everybody see it. For real. For real. So let's give you a difficult question. Right? Let's give you a difficult question. Right? So who is on your Mount Rushmore of gospel go-go lead talkers?
Oh, okay. Gospel go-go? I'm not including myself, bro. Or you want me to include myself?
You can exclude yourself.
I'm gonna exclude myself. Yeah, that's kind of like okay. I definitely gotta go CJ Blair. His uniqueness. I just saw him the other night too, man, and it just took me back to the time. But now that dude, man, this, music wise, he knew his stuff. He knew his music, so I definitely just give it to him. Going through guys, Showtime. The Young Bucks. Yeah, man, he's another one, man. He just know he can read atmosphere. When you can read crowds and stuff like that, that's a different gift. When you can do that. Man, amazing. So yeah, with him, going down the list. Gospel go lead talkers. Wow, there's so many, man. Dang. I like Reds, bruh. Reds was a dude. He like Kanye, had a Kanye mentality. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Mm-hmm.
They don't really care. You know what I'm saying? How you feel about, that he was just so gifted, you know what I mean? And this creative. Again, this is more the younger. I guess I should have kept it 2 years. It goes through a long time. But now I like them. But ones that really, stuck out. Man, I guess you got one more face. Let's see. Dang, it's so many, bro. This is crazy. Um, I don't know, man. That's a push, but I like Wayne, Lil Wayne, man. Wayne of Mission. Here's why I like Wayne, man. He is the flavor of like, I don't want to say flavor of street. That sounded so bad to say, but he's so seeker sensitive, and this is in his music. How he talk, how he speak, that he can go up into any hood, and what I'm saying, and like I don't think my style, you know what I mean. I couldn't. Some places like, I feel like I was a Maryland dude, but I can relate to anybody. I feel like, people, but Wayne, man, I just think that, his arsenal, saying with his music and thing. I just love like how he's just, is one with one with his people. What I'm saying? Like he know his audience, he's going for. I love that, but honorable mention, man. So DK, man, listen, DK. And he's been just like grind, man. Talk about work, my man put in work years on years, DJing. This working. I mean, he sat in my living room, and we listened to tapes, and it's going over just how lead talkers, their styles and like their approach, and I'm just trying to like communicate that with him and teach, not like teach him that, but it's like communicate it so he can see it. So I respect this grind. TCB Tony, what I'm saying, like longevity, like the dude done seen it all, you know what I mean, like he been around, so I can go down, man. Lead talkers is my thing, man. I hate to pick four out of, every one of them just got something special, what I'm saying, that I see it, in John POC, man. This with the word, you know what I mean. It's just he was serious about that word, but he just turned into a whole nother Jekyll and Hyde when you get the cranking, you know what I'm saying. P, bruh, come on, man. Smooth. Communicate, what I'm saying? It's communication. Just laid back. You know what I mean? Just going with this, like it's just a vibe, you know what I'm saying, with that dude, man. I can listen to him a long time. So, man, Brent, man, everybody, yeah, man. Again, it's kind of it's so tough for me. I'm sorry, I'll be a lame, like people, but I can talk about early lead talk and find out something, so with Benham that makes them special. You know what I mean? That's just me, man. B Hall, radical, yeah. To uptown,
So
5, 3G, we get live. Yeah.
what are the main things that would make up a great lead talker?
Oh man, come on, you gonna do this? I think number one is personal. You have to like be who you are, you know what I'm saying, and to the people, and let them get to know you, you know what I mean, and it's like and what you do in between, you know what I'm saying, and calling them transitions and so on, like as you talk and you bring the people in, and so personable, knowing how to count. Like that is another thing, man. You don't gotta be the biggest in music theory, but bro, you gotta know how to count. You gotta set that thing up. You know what I'm saying, for big hit, or if you're gonna walk them through the journey into getting to the big point of the song. And, you gotta see stuff beforehand, man. You gotta be thinking ahead. It's like a quarterback, a leader on the stage. They gotta follow. Everybody gotta follow somebody. You know what I'm saying? And I've always, is my point, like, hey, look, y'all rolling with me or you ain't. But, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta be that person that they look to. They're like, look, going into battle, we follow with two. We following, man, whoever, whatever lead talker, man. Or Dave, God's blend, or Jason. You know what I'm saying? There's you got to be that leading point, man. Everybody just come to gather around. What else? Lastly, got lead talker. Read the room. Gotta read the room. You gotta know what song. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a DJ. You know what I mean? They up there, they reading. Some of them don't be reading rooms, but a lot of them do. You can, you control the atmosphere. You gotta know that. You know what I'm saying? From a little kid to a grown, older grandmother. I used to watch everybody in that joint because I wanted them all to be captivated, to be looking at what we do. That's why when we doing songs, you put parts in there. You know what I'm saying? Submission band, take a pause. Everything started just like, oh, what's going on? And all the music is like, hey, if it wasn't for God, you know what I'm saying? It's just like things of this, it bring people in, you know what I'm saying, to the music, man. So you gotta read the room, see what's going on. You see people, they doing remember the circles, the dance circles took over for forever. You know what I'm saying? Stop it. Bring that person who dance in the middle up to the stage. So the attention is back to the stage, and then you work it. Use that as like a focal point, but you still do your thing within the thing. So those would be my things, man. To answer your question.
Okay. So one key thing that you said is going to set up the next question. You said you have to be a leader and you have to be able to take your band members into war, right?
Yeah.
So with that being said, let's talk about iron sharpens iron. Submission versus peculiar people. That. So how did this come about?
All right, so peculiar people, formerly Total Praise, but now they a few of them went to New Song Bible Fellowship Church, with church that Submission we went to before we all went to Zion. So we kind of like knew them, like Aaron Hope, Dave, my man Dave on the front line. They kind of like little brothers. They used to have to come set up our, like the sound equipment, they helping. Some like the instruments back in, before they actually got going. So, over time, they got good and all that good stuff. So, but we still had, me and Dre, that's like my little brother, always just like kind of take him out the wing. But they got good, what I'm saying? Like, whoa. I mean, like writing songs, and I mean, they had hits out, and it was like it was like a certain time when them jokers was kind of like running things. So I think we had like a friendly conversation one day, War Child, and all that talking trash. And somebody, I think it was I don't know if it was Dre or not, but somebody got kind of loose with the lip and was like, yeah, I mean, we ain't little no more. It's kind of like on that thing. I was like, this, huh? So okay, so what y'all trying to do? You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, oh, y'all trying to battle? So now here's the thing. He knew he had like complete songs. And Crazy some Dancing in the Rain, Worthy's a Lamb. I mean, like he got bangers. I mean, Dancing in the Rain, that'd take over. They was throwing up umbrellas and all that'd be wild. So I was like, okay. So it was like, all right, let's do it. This is 2009. So all right, let's do a show. We're gonna call it Iron Sharpers Iron. Keep it nice and spiritual, on the competitive, competitive type of nature. And so, we all talked trash. We did promos and all that. And they came at me. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, this, so, it kind of like got me a little bit even more. I was like, oh, y'all picking at the bed. So we came back with our promo, you know what I'm saying? Practice and put like class in session, you know what I'm saying? Like, like we about to school them. So it came down to the joint. And I was like, all right. So I take it, y'all, they had CRB open. So I was like, so what y'all gonna do? I guess y'all gonna go before us and we playing last. These jokers like got big swelled up. Like, oh nah, we ain't playing it first. Yeah, and I was like, this for real? So all right, well, we're gonna do it like a corn flip, blah, blah, blah. But to me, it was just like, oh, y'all really wanna go before us? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know? But anyway, so they flipped the coin and they won it. And so they went last. And I said, I looked at my bed, right? We had a circle. And I said, oh, it's on. Right. So yeah, man, I made up a groove, man. Just talking about this, like class, called it class session. Turn your Bibles to James 1:17. Every good and perfect thing comes from heaven. Get out the pens. Time for a lesson. S&B is the teacher, and class is session. First lesson is a pocket. You know what I'm saying? We just dropped it into a pocket. This dirty, mean, dirty pocket. The whole crowd was like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? So I wrote the moment. You know what I'm saying? It just like, next lesson was a socket. You dropped the socket, you know what I'm saying? And I was going to keep it going. I was going to bring some roll times, but I kind of like took the brakes off. But what happened, what killed them was that before the PJ that did the introduction, and PJ just went on a whole like right. He went right far as this, he's just like a whole spiritual moment, but it kind of flattened the atmosphere. So I'm thinking to myself, like, oh, they about to come out dancing the rain. I'm like, so that's why I set it up there. I left it high. But by the time I got up, the whole situation was like gone now. You know what I'm saying? And they couldn't. That's why I always know. And so to this day, and then Dre came out, he wanted to make it a point where he wanted to do his own all his original songs, but the crowd didn't know him. So I was just like this, rookie mistake. You know what I'm saying? So he does thing. So we always clown each other every time we get together. Like, hey man, who did that set list for y'all? And then this band always look at him and like roll their eyes. Man, I don't care, man. Those songs are yeah. Hey, listen, don't come at the big dog, bro. I had him. So yeah, that was the whole thing about that one. But it was all the fun, man, and all the love. And yeah, but they ain't gonna do it again. Yeah.
All right, so during COVID, you guys dropped the bomb on the internet. Yeah, I was in the basement.
Hey.
And when I say everybody was like, oh my God. What was that feeling like to see that people was like willing to risk it all? Like, hey, if submission is gonna play, hey, we gonna be there in the midst of a pandemic.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Yeah, man. And the thing was that we knew that we were playing for Zion the New Year's Eve, but it was virtual. So that's why it wasn't a thing like we was bringing people out. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, we get together and do it. And then like it was to the point, man. I had caught COVID while we was actually preparing for it actually, so kind of like delayed things. But yeah, man, it like we got together and we just like, it was the first practice for it, and then it was like, we was actually practicing, and then I was like, you know what, let me do a video, you know what I'm saying, and kind of like a teaser. But bro, that thing went crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? It was like this. I mean, it blew up. Like this. Well, dang, I ain't thought it was gonna be just like that. So it was just kind of like I say, it was just like a teaser thing, and then we did the show. It was amazing. We had fun. Had Deuce Stein on the board and all that stuff, but it was just like our family, our intimate family there. So it wasn't a thing that the people could come out. So it was kind of like a big tease, but we was able to put out, give some fresh content, I guess. Sent from everybody, and that joke was, it was real fun. It was fun to get the band back together, man. We were so happy. You know what I'm saying? Man, was got Jay there with his son. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I ain't never seen you at practice with your kids. You know what I'm saying? But that's how long it had been. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, his boy in it, and we just all vibing, man. You know what I'm saying? As a family, got Drew. We practiced first couple times. Drew wasn't there. Then he came, and Drew came. Man, it was just everybody just happy. You know what I'm saying? It was just our baby boy right there. That's our baby boy. But now we just started turning up. It's like, oh, now we about to burn this joint up. So yeah, that's how that went down.
So, question: is that the T-shirt from that night?
Yeah, it is. Man, you got a good memory, bro. Yeah, that's that thing right there. My man G King made these for us. Greg King. We need to sell these rascals. We'll not die. I still got it. It's fresh.
So speaking of S&B will not die,
Yeah.
where did that slogan come from? That chant.
Ooh. Dang. I gotta be honest, I guess. I want to say I wrote it, but I didn't. I was at an Essa show one night, and it's a random Essa show down at hey, what's the joint on F Street, close across from the FBI. This is a little club in that joint. I forget what it was, but they came out. Just kind of public, nah, ain't even public guys. But anyway, it ain't what you got. But anyway, but nah, they was just like warming up, and Donnell Floyd, you know what I'm saying, it's my guy. He says, O-R-E will not die, O-R-E will multiply. It was like, he was just doing this to groove. And how we rolled back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, up. I took it back to Fonzo. Shoot, man, we turned that rascal into it's the high point of that song. You know what I'm saying? Magnify the Lord, man. Whenever we used to do that, it's just this goal. It's like crazy, but it turned into our theme. You know what I'm saying? And we started just laughing at each other because we started all having kids. After a while, got to go. And it was like, we definitely multiplying. But nah, man. But in the fact, like, it won't die, man. We got group chat now. Like, we talk almost every day. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like you say, we still standing, man. We still going. Everybody here. Everybody still can play. You know what I'm saying? So that's right, Fonzo. That's right. Come on, I'm snitching. We stole it. We stole it. He and it with the eyes. We were some thieves back in the day, bro. Oh my God, dog. We steal some stuff.
Oh man. Okay. What's another good one? You got me thinking here. Because I know we're approaching time.
Yeah, man. You had me on at 3 hours. I had D-Rock. Good God, I was reminiscing.
The 3 hour mark. Because this could probably be an 8-hour conversation.
I know, man. I ain't gonna do that to the people, man. Thank y'all for staying in the chat, though. I appreciate that.
Okay, so what do you think was the people's favorite song from you?
Of ours?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I say it's between Take a Picture and Magnify the Lord, man, because both of them was just like when we do them live, especially Take a Picture, man. Like, you know, we stop and break it down. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna pose on the hits. And again, that's another thing we stole from EU. Man, we stole from EU at one of them daggone pool party joints. We stole it. We're like, oh yeah, we can add that to our set, but we use our own music and stuff like that. But then, I got Jack, Rick, reaction. If you're watching, I heard that song on the radio. Yeah, that's you, Jack me. You know you got it. But nah. So yeah, man, I would say. Oh yeah, Take a Picture. Take a Picture, man, was just crazy. But Magnify the Lord, man. Hands up, damn bounce. You know what I'm saying? That joint there, man. It's just electric. Get your party on. Remember who you dance for. You know what I mean? This folks is
praise the Lord.
You know what I'm saying? They flop.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this. One of my
What's yours, man?
Favorite memories of S&B.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this. Y'all played at one of Ebenezer's youth young men's retreats. It's like on the other side of like Townsend or something, right?
Yes, sir.
And the front line couldn't do it for some reason. Jay couldn't come. Nobody could come, right?
Yeah.
And when I say back then, I used to play that submission tape, like cassette tape, over and over again. I knew y'all material like the back of my hand, right? Like how you say you was with Northeast.
Yeah.
That's how I was on that tape, right? And you was like, hey, you busy? You feel like helping us out? So I rolled with y'all down there. right?
Up in the mountain. I remember
This,
that. Up in the mountains.
this was when I was on front line with Exodus at the time,
Yeah.
right? I knew y'all stuff better than I knew our stuff. For real. So we did the whole show. Of course, wasn't no singing. I ain't do no Jay singing parts. Night would have been over, right? So, yeah. All I can remember is they cut all the lights out, and they had these glow in the dark crosses, and all you can just see them just rotating in. Man, that jump was amazing. That night was amazing. Thank you for allowing me to live out one of my gospel go-go dreams, man.
Yeah. Nah, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you, bro. The energy that you brought. I remember that drawing. I just like, man, I need some help. You know what I'm saying? And my man was right there. I was like, you was rolling with me, bro. The energy was needed because you allowed. See, the thing is, man, people, the crowds, what they saw is what they did. You know what I mean? And like, you up there, Joan, and you definitely got energy. So it was just like, and then there was a men's retreat too, I think. And it's just like they all boys up in that joint. So it was wilding, man. It was crazy over that joint. But now, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Hey, anytime, I got for real. Let's see. What's some other dope memories? Cause y'all had some great shows, especially like that Ebenezer joint that I was talking about with y'all on the chairs. I was like, that was so cool with y'all. It was like, this is back in the Jerry Springer, Maury Povich times.
What the heck?
And it was like y'all was on the chairs and y'all had a conversation, and then y'all went into the music. And it was like, it was dope. It was dope.
Yeah, that's right. What's the verdict? It's probably.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
All right, so
Wood.
So can you give the breakdown of how that came about? Give the people the blueprint on what that was.
Yeah, man. It was always just like trying to take it to the next level far as it's like, keeping everybody into our set, like in what we're doing. And we learned of the John P. Key song, What's the Verdict? And Fonzo, I don't know who it was. I think Fonzo probably heard it and was like, yeah, let's hit this joint. So we started playing a song, but we was like, yo, it was a night court. Like this, we should do like a court scene. And it's like you on the stand, you know what I'm saying? But it brings in the rap of the song. And so, we just put together the whole skit. Jay come out like he was the bailiff in Damont Wood, and Fonzo coming to music, doom, 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 doom. So we created like a theatric, court like scene. We changed it up to that thing, the actual night court music at one point. It was Wild Boys back then, bro. Wild Boys. But but at the end it's just like you've been charged with premarital sex. There's all these sins, you know what I'm saying? And basically he's like, so how do you plead? And then I come in with not guilty, you know what I'm saying? Because God has forgiven me for all of my sins that I've committed. And then that joint is, not guilty. I've been liberated. And it's like, we just took off. From there, it was just like, but it was just another aspect, you know what I'm saying, to what we did, man. We skits, and you just never knew what you was going to get, you know what I'm saying? You come to submission play. Unfortunately, yes, sir. But yeah, what's the verdict? That's that.
So, how is Tony T doing?
Tony T is, man, he's doing good, man. Tony T doing good, probably. So thankful he ain't running up and down the road, logging equipment, and fathering these daggone knuckleheads, man. That dude, man. We owe Tony a lot, bro. As far as just like leadership, and it's holding us together. You know what I'm saying? We he had a vision for us. And, we were young, man. We was growing up, but we trusted, you know what I'm saying, and trusted in him. And I'm grateful for, what we went through. And, he was there for us in many ways, man, just helping out, saying us as young men, raising young men. And grateful for Tony T. But no, he's doing good, man. Tony T still there, size. You know, still bedeep, wear his hats. And I'm just like, nah, man, we got much love for my man Tony T, man. But yeah, he's still no. We're gonna have him come out.
Really?
So it is. He's major pain, man. A little major pain.
Okay. Yeah, he was a great manager, man. Y'all had that super red sound system.
Right, man. That sound system was it was ours. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we argued back night and day about that daggone sound, man. But it was ours, and we was able to just show up anywhere and play, man. I mean, the wildest places, you know, we'd be able to play at because we had that sound system, and we ain't had to worry about, you know, waiting on, you know, sound man running late, you know what I mean, and all that good stuff. Nah, when we showed up, set it up, broke it down, and it allows us to respect what we did, though, you know, since because, you know, anything worth having, you got to work for, man. And every show, you know what I'm saying, setting up, bringing in rapping chords, live speakers. It wasn't just like, are we playing? All right, we gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, that wasn't the case, man. We, you know, was disciplined. He did make sure he was backed up, and then we rolled out.
Bro. Yeah, y'all set a standard for gospel go-go at that time. Mm-hmm. Y'all had your own system. Y'all had y'all business was tight. Y'all wasn't accepting nothing but what y'all wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Salute.
Nah, man. Respect, man. We could have been, man, we was offered a lot of different things, man, a lot of different situations, but just thankful to Tony, man, like to kind of like see through a lot of things, man, helped us from, you know, being a lot of this, you know, situations that, you know, but hey, you also look at it, hey, who knows, you know, so it could have been as well, you know what I'm saying, if we would have went, you know, another, you know, other routes in different situations, but me, I'm grateful for every single thing that we done, and you know, miss out on a few shows, but you know, as far as we was hating y'all, we Exodus, Young Disciples, and y'all playing on Rio, nice big old smooth sound system, and, you know what I'm saying, nice and smoke, and come out special guest on things. Listen, man, y'all ain't playing. Nah, man, we chilling for the night. That's what we. I'm here to support. But nah, man, it's all love though, man. But nah, man, I appreciate that though, Ty.
Hey, man, it's all good, bro. Hey, I can see that you are getting a little winded over there. You're getting a little tired, my bro. You're over there yawning and everything.
Nah, man, I can do this, man. I can't believe we've been on this show. Shoot, 2.5 hours, bro.
Hey,
and people still on this joint, y'all, man, this is crazy. Do this, man, but nah, you know, like I said, I ain't even get to a whole another side. We ain't even get to the end submission days, the breakup, the fights. Oh, say now, I'm gonna stop. We do got a little bit more to story. I'm gonna say that for the documentary though.
Okay.
When the sad music come in on the documentary. Like, but you know, we had some people. Yeah, we had some people. People left the band and all that good stuff. Oh man, it's like nah, man. It's all good. But nah, man, thank you though, man. For this has been cool, bro.
Hey, bro, I appreciate you. A legend, certified.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, this is what I do.
Tell his story on Gospel Go-Go 411. So, we're thankful, we're grateful, my guy.
Yes, indeed.
So, let's do this. Let's go ahead and put a pin in this one.
Okay.
Because we're gonna have a part 2 to this, right?
Uh-oh.
Because I think the people want to know more about this reunion.
Oh yeah.
You know, we get all the fellas on here so we can talk that talk and see.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that. And yeah, let's then we can talk more.
The next one be a submission jump.
Yeah.
And then I come back and they be, you know what I'm saying, I do the vertical and you know, because that's a whole nother.
So it sounds like it needs to be 3. So
right. 3. Man, I'm be on here more than you.
It could be like Vlad. He got the reoccurring people.
Oh man, oh man. Oh man. But then I got that, my man Jordan. That's another fake all script beats. Man, that's my baby now, man. You know what I'm saying? Woo. We just did a retreat, man. We put out some new joints. I'm talking about. I'm trying to tell you, man. Let me say this and let me get out the way. But my biggest thing, man, right now, I just think the generation of 21 to like 35. I just want like, I don't know, if it's a spot, I don't know, or a place somewhere, man, get them all to come out. And then we do some of these joints, you know, these hottest worship joints now, and we put the beat under that thing, man. We party, we worship, and you know what I'm saying? We just have like a little word and just feel each other, but man, we just be like a party, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
let's put it together.
Yeah, but you know, I just gotta make it happen, I guess.
Yeah. Do it.
I knew you would say it. I knew you would say that. I knew you would say that.
Give the people what they want.
Give them what they want.
Give them what they
want. I appreciate it. Thank you. Wow. Who was Summer Breeze, bro? That's your who that?
That's my folks. That's my folks.
Man, I like that. I like that. Okay. Oh head, Ty. You're like, oh, Shay over that thing.
Ooh. Hold on.
Nah. We don't want Ty even share the shop, bro. Hold on.
Say what? No.
I should have Cat Williams. Why did not Cat Williams this joke tonight? I should have.
Hey, we got opportunities, my guy.
I ain't messing with these people, man. Yes, well, thank you, man. Once again, I don't know, my family probably misses me, man.
Hey, I appreciate you. We don't want you to get in trouble. We want you to be able to come back again. So folks, we appreciate y'all for tuning in on Gospel Go-Go 411, where you have got to hear Damont, aka number 2's Gospel Go-Go stories behind the crank. Some people in the group in the chat have been asking where to find S&B music, right? Where to find some mission music, where to find vertical music, right? It's all on YouTube. What you can do is down in the description of, if you're on Facebook or on YouTube, there's a link to Gospel Go-Go 411 radio. It's 24/7, right? So you got plenty of S&B on there. You got vertical on there. I gotta get some off script. I gotta get some more of the new stuff, right? But you can go in there. You can listen to it right now, right? You can even request songs and play it. It might take a little time for it to get queued up, but that just means you gotta listen for it. It's coming. It's like watching The Box with no videos back in the day. If you're old enough, you know what we're talking about. And guess what? Summer Breeze put in a link into the comments. It's right there. You can click on it right now. So if you're on YouTube or on Instagram, I'm sorry, if you're on Facebook or Instagram, pop over to YouTube. Check it out. And don't forget, we do have someone coming up next week, right? So we have.
Hold up. Oh, wait a minute.
The manager. Hold on, let me take this off. Second here. Where that thing is.
Lord.
Yeah, so we got Ace, the manager from Wanted, next week, May the 8th at 7 p.m.
Yikes.
Check it out. Pull up, because we got more stories to talk about. So yeah, get ready. So my guy, I appreciate you for pulling through. Until the next time, so long, my friend.
Holla.
And we appreciate everybody that pulled up and that's still here.
Yeah.
We got more stories to go. Y'all have a good one.
All right, y'all.